Anybody in the studio? Hello? Anybody in the studio? Hello? 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 Anybody in the studio? Hello? Where'd everybody go? Hello? Anybody in the studio? Hello? 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 Holy shit! When the CEO tells everybody they can have an early holiday weekend, Jesus Christ, everybody bails out of the place. Ah, damn. I'm here alone. Even the goddamn bird is gone. Jesus, I'm here by myself. Ron's here. What? Yeah, it's because I was yelling down the hallway, Ron, and the studio's goddamn empty. Yeah, but I was yelling down the hallway. The CEO said everybody could have an early holiday, and they bailed out of the studio like rats. Even the goddamn bird who's been on strike all this time. With great anticipation, broadcasting from the basement storeroom of station WDWL TV, it's the only guy left in the station, me, the grumpy old man. Only one here. Everybody bailed. They're all gone. Even the goddamn asshole that's been on strike, he's gone. You should have seen the mass exodus from the parking lot when the CEO came in at noon and went, everybody can have an extra long holiday weekend. It looked like a demolition derby going down the driveway. Jesus Christ. And then last night, oh, shit, I broke the other microphone. So I had to quickly find another USB microphone. The best microphone that I had, and I broke it. So, hopefully, I can fix it tomorrow. I don't know how I broke the damn elastic for the shock mount. So tomorrow I have to try to find a long piece of elastic string and rethread the shock mount. I was trying to make a little bit of an adjustment because the mic was a little cattywampus in the shock mount. And all of a sudden, snap, boing, there went the elastic cord. So, if I can't find anything in a store, I might have to end up breaking another shock mount to get the elastic cord. I, I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh man. So I have a really old shock mount over in Studio One. I'm hoping that the elastic cord is the same length so that I can interweave it back together. I'll try to show you what I'm talking about. See, these are elastic cords. And if you bump the mic, it absorbs the shock. It's like a shock absorber. So I have an old one of these mounts that I broke the end off. So hopefully, now I can't get this one adjusted. Hopefully, the cord is not going to be too long. I would rather have it a little shorter. Never a dull goddamn moment around here. And then, yesterday, I get a delivery of my one Hawaiian shirt, the other red one, and my Japanese shirt, and a roll of flex tape. It was delivered at 4:53. After the show, I see I have a notification of a delivery from this new shipping company called GoFo Express. GoFo. So I look out the door, no package. I looked in the milk chute, no package. I walked around front and looked on the front porch, no package. Now, the only thing I like about this outfit, they stand out front and they take a picture of the front of your house. Then, wherever you want the package delivered, they hold the package out and they take a picture showing the address and the information. Then, once it's placed in the delivery area, they stand back and take another picture. Here's 3 pictures. The front of the house, package in hand, delivered to delivery area. No package. A porch pirate absconded with my package. So, I go on the local neighborhood website and I bitch that I have been robbed by a porch pirate. And if it's someone in the neighborhood, I'm going to shoot the son of a bitch. And that's the way I put it on the site. So I had to run up to Save-A-Lot and get some more salad and fixings and cat treats because I ran out of cat treats and holy shit. I come home from shopping and I open the milk chute to check and see if I have mail. What is in my milk chute? Oh, my package. So evidently, word got out in the neighborhood that Grumpy is going to kill somebody. And voila! The package suddenly reappeared, unopened. So tomorrow I will show you the two shirts because they're wrinkled as fuck. The second island, coconut tree shirt, like the other red one, but this one's not as fancy. And, wait till you see my Japanese shirt. Oh, man, it is sharp. So, it was amazing because I'll tell you what, I looked all over the place for that package. My neighbors were wondering what I was looking for with a flashlight. But I had the pictures. That's the only thing I like about this outfit. They take a shitload of pictures. And it's all Asian drivers that speak very little English. Because the last time I had a delivery, this guy come walking up the drive with a package, and I says, "Oh, you GoFo Express?" And he went, "GoFo." Here, package. Oh, wait a minute. Snap, snap. Had to take a picture of the package in my hand. GoFo Express. GOFO. GoFo. I wrote an extremely long email complaining about their tracking system. You'll go in, left facility, arrived facility, left facility, arrived facility. So I said it would be easier to track a package if you said left facility Los Angeles, arrived facility Ogden, Utah, left facility Ogden, Utah, arrived facility Indianapolis, Indiana. It just says left and arrived, left and arrived, left and arrived. Yeah, I think that's what it is, Ron. Go vote yourself. Every driver has been Asian. Everyone. Although when you go on the website, it's all American people. You can tell they borrowed them pictures from somewhere. Because none of them speak much English. But their tracking system sucks. But they know how to take pictures. Picture of the front of my. I hadn't realized how bad my shrubs look until you see it in a picture from the middle of the street. Like, oh, I got to do some trimming. So, Ron, how are you feeling today? Hey, Linda's here. The only email I got today was from Mrs. Metcalf. If any of you emailed, I didn't get except from Mrs. Metcalf. And if you did email and you didn't put in the subject line, it's Ron, it's Kathy, it's Linda, it went to my spam folder and instantly got deleted. Gee, I thought that blood flow would make you want to go out and chase young girls. I thought I would be seeing arrest reports coming out of Arizona about some old guy chasing young women down the street. That would be the kind of report I would get. You had to water the babies? Oh, that's right. You're not in Arizona. I don't know why I thought you were in Arizona. I was going to say, goddamn water would have evaporated before it hit the ground. Actually, when you turn on a garden hose in Arizona, all you see is steam. You don't see water come out. It's just vapored right into the atmosphere. I would tend to think there's not too much car washing that goes on out there. Because I know nobody's got lawn to water. Like where my friend lives. I can't remember. I forgot already. All you see is red crushed rock. That's all you see. Red crushed rock. That would be depressing to me. I like to see a little color. Okay, her front yard's got a couple of green cactus in it. No flowers. She's given up buying hanging baskets because you got to water them about 40 times a day. Going to be 96 on your birthday? Yeah, well, I looked at the long range forecast today. We're going to be getting close to Arizona weather. They're going to be talking high 90s with high humidity on top of it, which means I'll be walking around feeling like a sponge. Typical Cleveland. You go right from winter into blast furnace. Get this. Marianne borrowed a pack of cigarettes the other day. Now, you know what I smoke. My LDs. She comes over today and she goes, hey, Mrs. M is here. She says, I'm replacing that pack of cigarettes I borrowed. Those don't look like my LDs. They taste like floor sweepings. You know, when you borrow a pack of smokes, aren't you supposed to return the same pack of smokes? Because she had a coupon. I get these. And I said, why these? Well, the coupon said you had to buy 3 packs. I said, but I don't smoke these. Well, I'm returning, get this, I borrowed 20 cigarettes. I'm returning 20 cigarettes. How do you argue with that? She did borrow 20 cigarettes. And look at the filter. Here, the filter is a third of the cigarette. Look at the size of that goddamn filter. More filter, less tobacco. I've smoked some nasty cigarettes in my day. I would take a non filter camel over these. Mrs. M, you have to know Marianne. Plus, I can't afford to piss her off. I need to borrow her big aluminum extension ladder. What I'm thinking, maybe, borrow her big long extension ladder and then return a step ladder and say, it's a ladder. See, she has a brand new aluminum extension ladder, and I have to get up and patch a little section of my roof. There's a wooden extension ladder in my garage that's from 1950. I wouldn't trust the rungs on that old ladder. They probably dried out 50 years ago. I put I put your email address in my address book on AOL. So that way, if I have to email you, Mrs. M, it auto fills. I don't have to type all them words. And you were the only one to send me an email. Just saying, I'm not bitching. Although, thank God I didn't get a bunch of troll emails. I was afraid of that. Open my goddamn email box and there'd be 500 fucking troll emails in there. So I have two. I have yours and I have Jenny's, who has been really MIA lately. Speaking of Jenny, I'm going to have to email her, see how she's doing. I'm not complaining, Linda. I was kind of afraid to give it out because I didn't want a bunch of troll emails. Yeah, well, see, once I put it in my address book, it will automatically go into my email, not my spam folder. You chat with Jenny every day? Well, I was just kind of concerned. because she, wasn't doing too good for a little while there. So but if you chat with her every day, then don't bug her. I just was wondering how she was doing. Well, Ron, I won't be able to check it till the morning because the other computer is shut down for the day. All right, long as she's doing all right. Because she was going through kind of a little bit of a rough patch there. Yeah, I shut the main computer down because I don't want to overload my elect because unfortunately my window air conditioner in the bedroom is on the same circuit here. So I try not to overload. I don't want to be tripping no fucking breakers. This house is built in 1950 and it has a fucking 1950 electrical box. And it's getting harder and harder and harder to find glass fuses. I get to the point when I go to garage sales, if there's any, I buy them up. So far, I haven't blown anything. But I can't be running 4 computers at once right now with the window air conditioner. Okie dokie. Maybe, maybe TMI. I just, long as you talk to her every day, we're good. You know, today is the actual day when the Declaration of Independence was presented. People don't realize that we technically should be celebrating the 2nd of July, not the 4th, even though everybody put their signature to it. It was actually like 90% approved on January 2nd. Took a while for a few of them signers to ride in. They were riding, they weren't coming in on Cadillacs and Lincolns. Are you leaving, Kathy? Okay, Kathy's leaving. Have a good evening. Walmart carries the glass fuses? Yeah, I know they are safer because when they blow, pff, everything's dead. Sometime a breaker only trips like 80%. And even though all the lights are out, there's still power there. It's just the city doesn't like these old fuse boxes. Not to mention, this house could use a little boost in amperage. I think it's only 50 or 60 amps coming in. Most houses nowadays are, 150 amp coming in. Because when the two window air conditioners are running in this house, when they kick in and out, the lights blink. And then, God forbid, you want to make a cup of coffee or run the microwave. See, when I was living at the house down the street, it had a brand new breaker panel and it had 125 amp service. So, shit, you could run whatever you wanted. And I come here and I look at the fuse box and I was like, whoa. Even though there aren't some spare fuses, I like to have more than a couple. Hey, Jenny, how are ya? I don't go into Discord. You're out adulting, okay. What's up with the experience? What experience? I'm lost somewhere. The chat moved a little quicker than I wanted it to. Yeah, everybody yells at me about Discord. And I I personally don't have much use for it because it's like a big drama center. Now not everybody's, but so I just Not to mention, if I'm going to be in Discord, I've got to change the monitor over here on this other computer because it's a little too small. I need somebody that can explain something to me. I watched a couple of videos with females in bathing suits. And there was one where this girl's bikini top looked like two Dorito chips held together with dental floss. And she was on a beach somewhere. And there was, what do they call it, a cassava changing room. So the guys decide they're going to play a joke. So they kind of waited, and then they pulled back the cloth that was covering the doorway of the cassava, and she was in her brassiere. And all of a sudden, she's like, "Oh!" Now, wait a minute. Your bikini top looked like two Dorito chips with dental floss. Your brassiere covered 90% more of your skin. Why? That I don't understand. You would think she would be more self conscious about the two Dorito chips and dental floss. It makes no sense. Cabana. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, it was all teenagers. But she was like, "Oh." You notice I got rid of that stupid counter that was no longer working. I don't know why it quit. It was working for eons, and then, although that was something connected with YouTube, so Sounds like massive confusion in the chat. I don't know why some people can see something and some people can't see something, and too confusing for me. And then, like, it's like chatting going on behind the screen and chatting going on in front of the screen. And I don't see what goes on behind the screen, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it's a YouTube thing, yeah. I'm going to have to clear the two computers over in Studio One because I got StreamYard on one and OBS on the other, and I can't figure either of them out. And I am going to attempt to do a YouTube only show rather than use this goofy prism because it's driving me crazy. I thought she had it. You can give it to her, Mrs. M. You have my permission. If you you two talk back, go right ahead. Give it to her. I have no problem there. Yeah, it's a YouTube thing. That's like I'll go in some chats and I can see everybody and they can see me. And then I'll go in other chats and I can see them but they can't see me. And then I'll go in other chats and I can't see them but they can see me. It makes no sense. Well, if Ned is going to try out Restream and it works for him, then I'll email him and he can kind of walk me through if I download it into one of my computers. But I don't pay for anything. So if Restream is free or they have a free version, oh, Linda, I have StreamYard, Restream, OBS. There's two or three other ones. I couldn't figure any of them out. I'm too goddamn old. I'm lucky I'm working on Prism here. And like I've said many times, when goddamn YouTube said that you needed, and I don't know why they said you needed streaming software, I gargled streaming software for dummies. And Prism came up first. But it's obvious Prism ain't worth shit. Because I can't figure out how to show videos. Not that I would really get into it, but oh, I watch videos on YouTube all the time. Matter of fact, my big flat screen in the bedroom, I every night I turn it on and I watch. I set it for YouTube, and then I've been watching Killer in My Village and When Missing Turns to Murder and Forensics Catching the Killer. I like all that British stuff. Every now and then I'll watch the BBC. But yeah, when I fire up the TV, I click on YouTube in my menu box and watch A Killer in My Village. I'll tell you what, I would love to live in England. I love them little villages. I really do. You know, the, it's not like it is over here. You know, where villages and townships all of a sudden got swallowed up by a bigger city. No, you got a little dipsy doodle village, and it's got everything to keep the village going. The local butcher, the local news center, just enough to keep the village going. I love it. And then each village is separated by miles of farmland. I would love, as a matter of fact, the neat thing, again, last night, the police department was the Cleveland police. It was neat seeing those blue and yellow and white police cars with Cleveland police emblems on the doors. I was like, whoa. As a matter of fact, I got to write another letter. I wrote one asking for one of them door emblems, them decals, and I never got an answer. All right, Jenny, thanks for popping in. Bondi vets? I've never heard of that. Is that a veterinarian program? Bondi vets. Yeah, I love watching them little villages. They're so cool. And no matter what village it is, everybody said, we don't even lock our doors. That's the kind of place I want to live. And every fucking house has CCTV. Everybody's got cameras. Oh, yeah. I love Mayday. Mentor Pilot and Mayday. I'm trying to think. There's Mayday, there's Mentor Pilot, and then there's another air crash disasters or something. I watched that one too. Because there's a lot of time if I click on Mayday throughout the whole evening, it's just all, and I don't have to worry about changing any program. But I like forensics catching the killer because it's amazing the different divisions that they have in their police departments. And the way they track cell phones over there is amazing too. A lot better than we have over here. Well, yeah, I could guarantee the person was probably fucking drunk and thought he was in his own house. Although back in the day, our house, the house I grew up in, had fucking skeleton keys. And my father broke it. And he was like, screw it. We never locked the house. Hell, we go for a Sunday drive because that was the big thing. Sunday, go for a drive. Leave the fucking windows open, doors unlocked. Nobody ever bothered anything. I don't know any neighbor that locked their house. Matter of fact, the only neighbor I knew that locked their house was when they would take a trip somewhere and like fly to Florida for a week or two. Then they'd lock their house. Otherwise, God, my father used to leave the goddamn keys in the ignition. He'd pull a car in the driveway, shut it off. Not today. Although all this modern technology, start buttons and you don't have keys anymore, you have a fucking key fob. And then the thieves find ways of downloading software to unlock your car and start it and take off with it. We're relying too much on goddamn technology. But oh, they're looking at, whoa, the money we save not having to make locks. We'll just electronically lock them until somebody downloads software on their cell phone to electronically unlock them. Are you on a desktop or are you on a laptop? Oh, you got solar, huh? I notice a couple streets over, the people, their whole roof is solar panels now. I drove down the street and I thought they were getting a new roof. And then I drive down the street today and the whole roof is solar panels. Although, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's the people that own a Tesla. Wonderful tree hugger. A Tesla and solar panels. Next thing they'll be digging their own fucking well. Although, a couple streets over, there's a house that several years ago had a drilling rig shipped in and they drigged, they drilled and hit natural gas. And they have their own natural gas well. They don't have to pay a utility company. Although I can imagine what it cost them to have a gas well drilled. Yeah, I saw the drilling rig and I was like, what's the guy doing? Drilling for oil? Then I stopped one day and asked, "What are you drilling for?" He said, "Well, I was told that there's natural gas down here." And sure enough, they drilled deep enough, they hit natural gas. He's got all kinds of pipes in the backyard. But he told me he can keep his thermostat as high as he wants. Well, I didn't mean that as an insult, Mrs. M. That's what I call these people that buy these electric cars. The goddamn grid can't handle electric cars. You know, that's bullshit, Linda. Any property that gas line runs through, they should, as a courtesy, give the property owner rights to natural gas because they're, unless they purchased an easement, oh, it's amazing how many Teslas I see in this neighborhood. The grid in this neighborhood is from the 50s. They've never updated it. It can't handle charging all these goddamn electric cars. Yeah, Mrs. M, but not everybody can afford solar panels and lithium batteries. And it would be nice to have your own power plant like that, but it ain't cheap. Well, Linda, that's wrong. You should get it for next to nothing. If I was that guy's neighbor up the street, I'd say, hey, how much to tap into your gas well? Yeah, well, maybe the solar panels are cheap. What about the lithium batteries and all the componentry that you have to have? The fuse boxes and then the wiring in the house to get to the lithium batteries and yeah, but don't you have to have an inverter and all that? Well, that would kind of make me a little nervous, Linda. Having a goddamn gas pipe that large going through the back of my property. Well, yeah, well, out where you're at, yeah. Because if you were getting power off the grid, I'm sure the electric company would be sticking it to you every month. I could understand having your own system. Well, what do you run your air conditioner off of? Off the grid or off your solar? Interesting. I'll have to check and see what the hell I'm paying for. I don't pay too much attention to my electric bill. I just pay it. I'll have to stop up and talk to them people and see how much all that shit cost them. Like I say, I drove past the house today and front and back. The whole roof is solar panel now. and they really stick out because they're like metallic blue. But I'm sure that's, well, they probably for the house, but I'm sure to charge their Tesla. What do you go to a laundromat? Jesus, solar panels and your own generator. Man, what a setup. Pretty soon you'll be able to tell the power company, okay, cut that big wire in the house. We don't want it no more. Well, if you can make it work for you, then more power to you. Let's see, you don't have the fucking freezing winters that we have here either. I hope over the holiday weekend my neighbor's son shows up. I want to get that car over here. Start working on it. Although I can't legally drive it until January, but I'd like to get it in A1 tip top shape. I didn't know there was a big used market for all that stuff. Yeah, something I've never researched. Well, you've definitely done your homework on all of that. I don't understand all that because you have to calculate how many panels you need and too confusing for old Grumpy. Well, as long as it works for you. Oh, you got his tablet fixed? Good. What did you have done to it? Wipe it and refresh the whole thing? I wish I could find somebody that could put a battery in my old LG tablet. I hate to lose that thing. Although I'll tell you what, I can't complain about it. 15 years old, it's amazing. It's just the battery is getting weaker and weaker. One of these days, I'm going to have to suck all the music off of it and download it into my other tablet. My Panasonic ToughPad, my police tablet. You know, my buddy's son sent me both of them, and I haven't even used them yet. I keep bitching about this tablet getting ready to die. I should transfer all this music off of it and put it on the other one. And today, I dug out the mounting framework for my tough pad. So I'm going to bolt it into the Passat, and then I can be just like a police car. Put my tough book in there, open it up, tap into the Wi-Fi, and ride around and have a computer screen going. Because I got that mounting, all that hardware out of a police car. There's a wrecking yard that they've got a thing with the city. They buy all the old junk police cars. And I used to go in there almost weekly. And man, the shit that I would strip out of them cars. And for a while, it was really hard getting shit because when they were selling all the old Crown Vics, auctioning them off, there was a club that bought a bunch of Crown, and then they go in and strip the police cars and outfit their Crown Vics to look like fucking police cruisers. Every time I go in, the guy at the counter would say, there ain't going to be much back there. The club was here. Did you get your arm back? Did you get your arm back, Ron? You know what people don't realize? Back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, when you got an IV in a hospital, they would strap your fucking arm to a big board. Now with these flexible IV stickers, they stick an IV in, they put a little piece of tape around it. Back in the day, man, they would tape your arm down to a fucking board. Or you're just learning how to negotiate a little better with it, huh? But yeah, if you had to have an IV in the hospital, the first thing the nurse would bring in is a board, tape your arm down, give you an IV. Then they came out with these fancy little IVs. Although, thank God. I remember back in the day, you go to visit somebody in a hospital and they're big board. I had a couple of them boards. Oh, I thought they usually did them through your groin. I didn't know they could do them that way. Oh, no wonder you're taped to a board. When do you get the board off? Although I'm sure probably not for a while. That's got to heal up. Ain't using no super glue there. Well, just be gentle on that right wrist. Well, they'll probably take the board off and they'll probably ace bandage it or something until everything's healed up. Poor Grumpy in the empty studio. Let me yell down the hall. Hello? Anyone there? Nobody there. Not even a bird. Boy, you wrapped up like a mummy. Bandage on one arm, board on the other arm. So, anybody picnicking for the 4th? Is there anybody going out to watch fireworks? Every idiot in the neighborhood here will be blowing shit off all night. My poor cat will be hovering under the bed. You're not going anywhere, Linda? To me, it's just another day with a lot of noise. Although my next door neighbor will be teasing the shit out of me. They'll be barbecuing all day. Oh, the fireworks scare the shit out of me. Yeah, it's just, it's another goddamn day. Not like it was years ago, you know. My cousin would buy a gazillion dollars worth of fireworks and invite us out to his house because he was way out in the country and they could set fireworks off. So there'd be a big picnic, and then the adults would play full body contact croquet. Have you ever played full body contact croquet? We invented our own version. As soon as somebody got to knock a ball through the wicket, we tackle them. That was years ago, Mrs. M. Full body contact croquet. Of course, we were quite inebriated at the time. That was fun back, we were all way younger and have a big cookout. Now the goddamn younger generation, they don't even do it. And if they do, they don't tell us because they don't want us old fucking seniors hanging around. I'm sure my nieces and nephews are having big cookouts, but they won't let me know. I wouldn't go anyway. I'd feel uncomfortable. Not to mention, I wouldn't have anything to talk to them about anyway. I'm definitely not on their level, but it don't bother me. Just another day. Just another noisy day. they've been practicing throughout the neighborhood, whose boomers are going to be louder. One will set off down there, and then one will be setting it off down there, and then another one over here, another one over there. And they do it like 2 in the morning. Like, holy fuck. Although, did you see where that fireworks factory blew up in California? Won't be too many fireworks this 4th because they all went off already. Man, the fucking mushroom cloud was unbelievable when that place blew up. I can't remember where in California, but they evacuated for a mile diameter around that place. And the fire department just basically let it burn out. Esparto? I didn't catch the name. Esparto, California, huh? Man, that was a mushroom cloud. Unbelievable. I didn't know it was occupied. Holy shit, I didn't catch that. Well, with the explosion that went off in there, I don't think they're going to find anybody. But every year, one of them firework places goes up. Every year. You would think they would be like super careful in them places. But every year, somewhere, a fireworks place goes up on them around the 4th of July. And California would have been the last place I would have thought a fireworks factory would go up because they are so stringent with their regulations. That surprised me when I saw it was in California. It'll be interesting if they can determine what the hell caused it. But boy, when it went up, it went up. mushroom cloud looked like Hiroshima. They were interviewing people, and they said that they thought their goddamn windows were gonna blow out of their house. Oh, it's too bad that there were people inside. I thought it was like after hours. That's a shame there. See, I only caught bits and pieces of the news story. Yeah, probably packing orders. Well, I hope any city that was doing fireworks for the 4th got theirs well in advance. Oh, Linda, I'm in the middle of the fucking city. I live like a eighth of a mile or less from the fucking police station, and this place will be like a war zone. Last year, you'd think this was in the middle of Iran, you know. My poor cat was afraid to come out from underneath the bed for a day. I kept throwing him cat treats. Oh, are you talking about the pill, Linda? Yeah, Ron likes taking that 2 o'clock pill about this time every day. Your New Year's is during the fall? You lost me there. Oh, same here, Linda. Same here. It'll start tomorrow night, and then it'll go all the way until Sunday night. Or Monday night, if they have any left over. It's bullshit. And you know, it's bad enough they do it night after night, but they do it like 1, 2, 3 in the morning. Oh, I didn't know that, Mrs. M. Well, he's trying to get his iPad going, so... So we'll forgive him. I know it's my... I give up. Every night, it just pops in when it wants. And it's not... See, I can do this echo. Echo. Hello. Hello. And then I turn it off. But it echoes on its own. It echoes when I'm using a mic without an echo. I don't understand it. That was another reason I figured I'd use this one. Sounds kind of cool. Empty studio, you know. Empty building. Everybody bailed out of the building and left grumpy. Hello? Anybody in the hallway? No? Okay. I don't know why they put them on microphones. It just irritates the shit out of people. All right, Mrs. M, have a good meal. Boy, I'll tell you, there's a woman into her technology. Holy cow. Solar panels and all. I guess I could get really educated on solar panels. Thanks for the solar panel education. I appreciate it. Have a good evening. Well, you know what? I'm going to wait until Ned gets real comfortable with his software. And then I'll have him walk me through it. See, Linda, I don't have the patience. I really don't. You take the time to download it, and no matter what software you download, there's no real instructions. It's like you're supposed to know how to operate it, and it really irritates me. I need something with an instruction manual. You know, I might just go strictly YouTube, and like I did for almost 3 years. Every night, I just logged into YouTube until YouTube said I needed this stupid streaming software. I've seen a lot of electric gates with big fucking solar panels. And then there's a big, it must be the battery box down on the ground. There's more and more of them. Because basically, it eliminates a lot of wiring and that. Easier. Put a big solar panel up, put the battery box right there, the motor runs off of that, and you don't have to run wiring underground and all over the place. But I've seen a lot of it, wherever there's electric gates. That's the future. Everything's going to be solar. You'll be seeing cars with solar panels mounted on the roof. Somebody just blew off a big boomer. They'll be starting now. And then somebody's blowing off some smaller shit. Luckily, it's not that close. See, they wait until it's dusk so they can see what it looks like. But there went another one. They're starting. But it's several streets away. Maybe my one neighbor didn't get any this year. The one that's about 6 houses from me. Every time he sets them off, it like a bomb going off. Well, I I think it's dinner time. Time to feed my cat. Because I know he's right outside the studio door here, waiting for me to feed him his delectables. Yeah, well, they don't have to run a shitload of wiring and everything, and easier to fix, easier to maintain. I can see why. Take it easy. Don't overdo it. Learn to stay on his ass. And we will meet again tomorrow night. Have a wonderful rest of the evening. See ya.